Alright, Saturday kind of snuck up on me here, so let's do another good stuff episode. I'm a little more excited for this one because I get to play a deck that I actually sort of like and enjoy playing, which is Stark Fealty Sacrifice deck. I think the version of this deck that I'm supposed to be playing is closer to the version that was posted for Worlds, which in my opinion, seems to have made Stark Fealty sort of a thing again. He has like sort of a hybrid deck where he has some sacrifice stuff, but he also has Ward, Ramsey, Snow, Winter's Coming, and March to the Wall to try and clear the opponent's board. And I don't really like doing that. I mean, Winter is Coming is fine, but I don't like the Ramsey Ward crap, so I cut that. Well, I mean, it's not like I net deck to start with, but I didn't put that in my version of the deck. And I'm just doing like all in on the sacrifice type stuff. So and I don't have room anywhere near for all of the junk that I would like, even excluding like Ward and that type of stuff. I would like to have Arya's Gift. I would like Marriage Pacts. I would like um, even the North Remembers would be kind of a dank card to have around. Maybe even like a couple I Am No One. Apparently that's a card you're supposed to use now. Stuff like that could be pretty good. Anyways, I made a pretty straightforward sacrifice list, I feel like. I've got a pretty typical cast of characters here. I've got these Bear Island Scouts, because worst comes to worst, you can just search out more Bear Island Scouts, and that's pretty decent, because you can get more 2-cost dudes that are, that you use for sacrifice. And I've also got Daisy and Mage in the deck at 1-ofs if I want to grab them with the ability. I've got these 2 4-cost Catlins and the 1 7-cost. This is something that Worlds deck has that I did not understand at first, but now I understand because what you can do is you can marshal the 4-cost and upgrade her to the 7-cost with Skyghost, and that's kind of cool. I think there's not much else that needs too much explanation here. I decided to go for Winterfell. I'm not really sure if this is correct, but it just feels like it's a good choice for a fealty deck. And I'm not sure what else this could be what single card would be better. Marriage Pact is tempting, but Marriage Pact just gets countered by like Confiscation. Winterfell is more likely to have like a significant long-term impact, I feel like, if you can actually get it on the board. Isle of Ravens for consistency with Skagos, and even like shuffling Summer back into the deck for a Time of Wolves. I think this is questionable. This is likely to be a dead card a lot of the time, but I really like consistency, so that's why I have it. Plots are very straightforward. Peace and Prosperity is the opener. Hopefully we can get away with that using Fealty. Trade routes, Valar, close call for Flea Bottom. Very standard stuff. So let's try to get a game and see what happens. I tried to play a game and I immediately ran into Free Folk with a turn 1 board wipe, so that's not worth showing. Let's pray for no Free Folk. Free Folk is like the one situation where I would not feel bad about winning the game with like Ward on their Egret or whatever, which I have done with other Stark decks in the past. But I think the deck that I have will immediately lose to any Free Folk. Not Free Folk or Targaryen. Well, that's nice. But there's a significant chance that this is a 6-cost wall deck, which I also do not enjoy. But I think I should have some reasonable tech against that with my deck list. Let's set up the characters without come into play effects. Like I have Isle of Ravens, so I can control my own discard pile. That's pretty helpful. Huh, maybe it's a Rangers list? That's interesting. Okay. Should I go first? Probably not. What could he have that would be bad for me if he goes first? He could have the 7-cost Jon Snow, and then I get intimidated. And the other situation where it's going to be bad for me to go first is if he puts Craven on Arya, but I'll live with that. I don't think Craven on Arya is the end of the world. So let's get our economies. Not going to be able, well, I could have marshaled Winterfell if I really wanted to, but it would mean no Great Hall and not marshaling anything else, so we're not going to do that. Let's get Arya. Probably Hodor. Yeah, we want to use the Great Hall. Summer's not going to do anything yet, so let's get Hodor. Use our fealty for this thing. What card do we want here? We have Great Halls, so let's get Mage. I think this is fine for a start. 6 characters in play, not bad. And we have Summers already in hand, so like if he does a reset, it's not that big a deal. Let me hit pass. There. Quarren is unfortunate, but see if he's going to say Ranger on this Watch Has Need. Yep, so it is a Ranger deck. Props to this guy for doing something, you know, at least a little bit different. Those dupes make him safe from Valar. That's unfortunate. But I'm not sure that I'm going to need to Valar. Quarren is unfortunate, but he only has 1 target. And we have 6 characters, so we can afford to... And Dantos hollered. Although he can stealth Dantos. But let's make sure we attack with Dantos to make sure he's kneeling. Basically, it's not that big a deal. And even like killing this with Quarren, that'll just give me something to bring back with Summer. I suppose I should use Arya to win a military. Or to try to win a military. So if I stealth Quarren here... Yeah, there's just no way I'm going to be winning a military. He's just... His board is too solid. But we still are going to do 3 challenges because he has to kneel stuff to defend, which will let us draw cards. And he has to do that because otherwise he'll have to sacrifice stuff for Will. This makes me happy that I'm... Wow, he really doesn't want to lose that military. That's interesting. Makes me happy I'm not running Marriage Pact. I chose to use Winterfell instead of Marriage Pact. That was the correct choice, given this matchup. Obviously, Marriage Pact not going to be a great card if every single one of his characters is like no attachments. Although, funnily enough, I could put it on Will. Will apparently can take attachments. Let's see if he will also defend the power and not even get to do a military with his Quarren half hand. It has also turned out to be very correct to go first because he has Will. That's something I wasn't considering, but that was from his setup, I believe. So yeah, he's not even going to do any attacks. Will, very good card here. Very good in large quotes. I'm not sure if he's worth it even in like a core set wall deck where you're explicitly trying to prevent unopposed challenges. He still might not be worth it. Like, is it really worth it just to have basically an insight character? Not really, in my opinion. Night's Watch has plenty of draw without needing that. Let's discard Bran and maybe Summer. We just discard 2 Brans, actually. I think that's fine. We just get 1 back with Summer, and then we have 1 for Flea Bottom. Guess my plot here should be Noble Cause. Another thing about this deck is I don't have Confiscation, and I'm just like, well, I hope I draw Skagos to deal with Milk and Craven and crap like that. I just felt like there wasn't room in the plot deck. It would probably be the 8th plot if I could find room for it. Let's see what he does. Trade routes. It's only a 6 gold plot, really? Well, that's fine, I guess. Hopefully I can also get Winterfell, and then I can just block Quarren from using his ability. He sure does have a spooky board over there. Too bad he has those duplicates, so Valar Morghulis is like never going to be worth it. Alright. Do we marshal the steward? Why not? So it's going to cost me, what, 1 gold? Man, Fealty feels good having all this economy. Hell yeah, look at that. Winterfell, boy. And it's either Summer or I think Flea Bottom in Isle of Ravens is correct. Now we're going to try to win challenges with Mage to draw cards. Since we're going second and we have a stealth character, we should be able to do that. And he still has to worry about not sacrificing stuff for Will. If I was him, I might even just like accept that I'm going to lose an unopposed and just sacrifice Will on the first trigger. And then, you know, you sort of rip the band-aid off. Pass. So this is strength 7 intrigue. Guess we'll just have to block with Jane Poole. There's a 50% chance that he just discards Summer, which is like totally fine. And since we're probably not going to be using Morghulis, losing Jory Castle is not a big deal either. Darn. This is weird because now if I use Winterfell, I cannot use Dantos. I think it's still worth it. Then I'll probably... Yeah, it's not worth declaring a bunch of defenders. Let's just defend with Dantos. Or even the Bear Island Scout. Just because it's the lowest amount of strength. I really want to win 2 challenges with Mage if I can. Use the Northern Armory honor. Obviously, draw is pretty useful right now. Well, that's one way for Mage to win a challenge. Definitely good to get rid of Longclaw. That Renown could definitely be a thing if he like puts it on this Haunted Forest Scout. That could be an issue. Alright. Let's just do this. Then I'm going to stand Mage and use Arya to win the power. Military really doesn't matter. I'm just throwing a chump in here because why not? He still has to declare some type of defender. And actually with Arya, I am going to be able to get it unopposed. Make him sacrifice something for Will. Oh, okay then. That was pretty lame. 14-minute recording? Let's try another game. Come on, dude. Look at how big these boards are. You can see just because you lose one unopposed challenge. That's lame. Let's try this. Oh my goodness, free folk again. Okay. Well, I probably lost this one. Let me see what I could possibly do to not lose. I mean, I can set up Bran, Summer, and Hodor in a bodyguard. Sure. I don't think it's ever going to be enough, but let's do it. If I get smacked and lose this one, then I'm just going to call it a day. I tried. Yeah, Varamir. It's probably game over. What else was I going to say? This is where Marriage Pact would really come in handy in this matchup. If I had it, but I don't. Oh, he started with Winter Reserves. That was generous of him. So not starting with 2 claim gives me like significantly more of a chance than I would otherwise have. Do I just want to marshal Rob? Mira? I can marshal Rob and I'll spend exactly all the rest of my gold. I don't have enough to bring Mira out of Shadows, which is unfortunate because she would be really good if I could. Oh man, I think it's going to be worth it to play Rob for now. That sucks, but it's not that big a deal. I don't have any activators, and sacrificing your cards is like actually not that desirable in this matchup because, you know, you need every single character on board that you can get. Maybe I can get Skagos to get rid of it. Darn. You know, the irony of that is because Rob has milk, he can defend against that guy. But yeah, starting from now, he can just do 2 claim plots every turn. And there's like less than nothing that I could do. Valar Morghulis might not be totally unreasonable if he didn't have a dupe on his rattle shirt. The dupe means that Morghulis will not really accomplish very much. There's no way that he's going to actually kneel his rattle shirt to defend. So this should be able to win a challenge. My guess is that he just won't defend it. Yep. Maybe he'll use the duplicate. That would be very generous of him. Yeah, he's smarter than that. Hopefully this gets one of my frozen solids. Winterfell is also pretty useless. I think that's fine. Let's see. If I don't defend this, then I can actually defend the power challenge, I think, from Varamir, even though he has stealth. Yeah, Hodor gets to block it. So I'd like to do Noble Cause is usually what I like to do as my second plot, but that's not really going to work here because my only character that can be discounted is Mira, and I need to play her from Shadows. So let's see what my other options might look like. Wow, these are all pretty bad. You know, Time for Wolves would be decent if Summer wasn't already in play. None of these are really good choices. Could do it literally just to get a duplicate on Summer. That's not really worth it. Go for Noble Cause and hope we top deck another Lord or Lady. I think that has to be the play. We do have a lot of Lords and Ladies. Let's see what happens. This will probably be the turn that decides the game. He's probably going to get the 4 claim. There's probably nothing I can do about it. And then the game will be over. If he gets it, I'm just going to concede. You can see my video dedicated to Free Folk if you really want to see how the game would go at that point. I do have 2 more saves available. Repeatable save with Bran and Flea Bottom. But that's still not going to be enough, would be my guess. Just not going to be enough. My draws are also pretty bad in terms of not having any Noble Cause targets. That's unfortunate. But it would be manageable if this was like not Free Folk. So if I wanted to say like do a Morghulis and maybe have a bodyguard on Rob, then I'd just be left with Rob and 2 gold against Rattleshirt. Even though Rob would have an attachment to be able to defend, I'd still be dead at that point. It would never be enough to save me. I think we just have to marshal her. Can't even afford Maester Lewin. It's unfortunate. Guess I'll blank Sirio Farrell. I think that's the best choice. And that's another frustrating thing about Free Folk is if he did not just have the 1 random duplicate, I actually could have a chance with Valar Morghulis, but nothing you can really do about that. Yeah, there's just no point in defending this either because of the Intimidate. Let's kill... Shoot, does it even matter? Not really. Let's kill Brandon Summer, I guess. Yeah, they're the smallest characters. Use Close Call on Summer next turn. I'm not going to use the Northern Armory on Rob. Intrigue and power are pretty irrelevant. Military is basically the only challenge that matters. And this may look not totally like uneven because we both have 3 characters, but I can only kill 1 of his per turn. He can kill 4 of mine per turn. So it's really not that even. Wow, I actually won initiative. Okay. Let's top deck something good. Come on, man. I guess that's better than nothing. Darn. An intrigue icon and another military claim soak. That's sad. Also sad. Trying to think if there's any possible situation where I don't just concede. I don't think there is. Because he can ignore my challenges, of course, and then on his turn, he can do a power with a rattle shirt. I can't defend it. And obviously, these 2 are strong enough to win a military, so that's game over. So even though the power is only 4-2, the game is 100% over. And you can see why I do not like Free Folk and why I do not typically show games with or against this agenda. One-dimensional would be an understatement. But I don't know, I'm tired of trying to re-record and trying to get stuff worth showing, because like I had that game just now against the Nice Watch Ranger guy where we actually had like some big boards and possibly some interesting stuff, and then he just freaking left. And what can you do about that? Very disappointing. Oh well. That's the episode, I guess. Not ideal, but you can't always get what you want.